Good evening, Mananda. We welcome you all to the International Webinar Series on Holistic Health, Well-being and Sustainable Development 2022 to 2023, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 75 years of independence, and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs 2015 to 2030, as part of awareness and campaigns. In collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Arts, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
Kurutvang kalyanam arogyam dhanasampadam Shubham kurutvang kalyanam arogyam dhanasampadam Shatru buddhi vinashaya Deepajyotir namostute Deepajyotir namostute Shubham kurutvang kalyanam arogyam dhanasampadam Shubham kurutvang kalyanam arogyam dhanasampadam.
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue today's sessions. Today is National Youth Day, which is celebrated on occasion of Swami Vivekananda Jayanti. And this year, we are commemorating 160th birthday of Swami Vivekananda to honor the great Indian philosopher and saint Swami Vivekananda. The Indian government has decided to celebrate Swami Vivekananda's birthday as National Youth Day in 1985. Since then, the day has been celebrated as National Youth Day or Rashtriya Yuva Divas all over India. The main aim behind celebrating the day is to spread awareness among the youth regarding Swami Vivekananda's ideals and vision, inspire and encourage them to work towards the development of our country. So this day is celebrated across the nation in schools, colleges, universities, with youth conventions, seminars, presentations, processions, music, sports, and various other events. And this entire week is also commemorated as National Youth Week, where various events are organized across the week commemorating Swami Vivekananda's birthday. As we all know, Swami Vivekananda is an Indian monk and philosopher. He was the chief disciple of the 19th century Indian mystic Sri Ramakrishna. He founded the Ramakrishna Mutt and Ramakrishna Mission. He played a key role in the reintroduction of Indian teachings and practices of Vedanta and Yoga to the Western world. And he is also credited for bringing Hinduism to the status of major world religion during the late century in the West. And he had introduced Hinduism at the Parliament of World's Religion in Chicago in 1893 with his famous speech that began with the words, "Sisters and Brothers of America." Vivekananda was a powerful orator and writer in English and Bengali and various other languages. And most of his published works were compiled from features given around the world that were mainly delivered impromptu. His main work was Raja Yoga, that considered of the talks he delivered in New York. While National Youth Day is observed in India on his birthday on January 12th, World Brotherhood Day is also observed on the day he gave his powerful speech at the Parliament of Religions on September 11, 1893. So, with this brief introduction to today's commemoration, we shall move on to today's session. Today we have with us Professor Garima Sharma. She is Director Founder for Genesis of Education, Impression, Rookie. She is also a scientist and philanthropist, entrepreneur, Chief Editor of monthly educational newspaper, Educational Impression, Chairperson of UNOIA, Global Education and Research Foundation, Rookie. And she was a postdoctoral and had a visiting fellowships in University, Saints Malaysia, Penang, and various other academic achievements to her credit. So she would be delivering on how to write a research paper. So we welcome you, ma'am, to this international webinar series. And you can now unmute yourself and start your video and presentation.
Thank you, sir, for your nice introduction. And thank you very much for giving me such a nice opportunity to give my thoughts on the topic how to write a research paper. So congratulations, sir, for your great step towarding to organizing this international conference. So I hope my screen is visible now.
Yes, ma'am, please continue.
Okay, thank you, sir. So good evening, dear all. My name is Dr. Garima Sharma, and already sir has given me given nice introduction, and my topic is writing for research. So what is the difference between academic writing and a normal writing? As you know, when we write in a magazine or newspaper, so we write normally. But when we write a research paper, so this is called academic writing. Our academic writing is different from normal writing. Our academic writing should be planned or focused, structured, evidence, because when we will plan the things, we will answer the question and demonstrate an understanding of the subject. Structure means we have to write in a logical order. When we write academic thing, so we have to write in a logical order. We have to correlate all the point together and material. And our writing should be evidence based, because when we write normally, So no need to write in a structured manner, or no need to bring all the point together. But when we write a research paper, or we write for a thesis, or we write for a synopsis, so we have to write very carefully. So our things should be structured and evidence based. Whatever we are writing, it should be evidence based. It support our material, it support our experiments, it support our opinion, arguments with evidence. And we should give reference also. So in this in today's my lecture is based on how to write a research paper. When you are planning to write a research paper or project, you need to learn how to write a successful research paper. First of all, you have to choose a topic. After that, you have to write a introductory statement. After that, you have to understand the difference between plagiarism or acceptable plagiarism. After that, you have to know how we can write bibliography or references in proper format. So when we start research, and in research we are working on some topic. So what is the meaning of research? Research meaning re means again, and search means to seek or search. This is called research, and research is taken from the old French word. So in research we have to go systematically. If you are a research scholar or you are an academician, so you have to write a lot of research paper. But we have to know the correct thing, how we can write a successful research paper. So structure of a research paper depends on three things. First, introduction. Second is body of the paper, and third is conclusion. These are the main part of the research paper. Before introduction, you have to write an abstract. So you will start your paper with abstract, then introduction or problem statement, then you have to write little literature review, after that methodology, then result, then discussion, conclusion, references. So abstract. Now I will tell you the step-by-step procedure. First is abstract. To brief introduce to the reader to the aim of study, methodology, results and findings. Means if I want to read some paper on cancer, so first we will read the abstract. So abstract should be the should be the mixing of methodology, results, finding. Everything should be in abstract. And when I will read the abstract, I came to know about the paper, about the introduction, about the literature review and result, findings, everything. So abstract is very important. Whenever you are writing an abstract, so keep in mind it should include methodology, results, finding, and little 1 or 2 line introduction also. It should not be too long. It is in 500 to 700 words, and it depends on the general also. So your abstract includes these things. Second is introduction. So to state a clear overall purpose of the study. Introduction means when you are telling something about cancer or about other need to write a research paper. So you have to clear overall purpose for the study. And after that, you should define the research question also. Research question of the study, and you have to give a brief background about your topic. After that, literature review. In literature review, you have to tell this work have done in last 10 years, in last 5 years. So you have to write literature review. To summarize what conclusion have been reached in the research literature, to highlight main issues and controversies around the problem, you have to write the literature review. Next is methodology. You have to demonstrate that you are aware of the research method you used to study this topic. So you have to demonstrate the methods also. You have to explain and justify the method of data collection and analysis. You have to explain also, and you have to justify also what method you used, why you used this method, and analysis also. Next is results. To present the findings of your research in an orderly manner, you have to write your result. Line by line, you have to tell your all result. After that, you have to write a discussion. You have to tell these are the findings, these are the results, and now why this result came. You can tell your discussion, and all your data, you have collected data, you have collected other things. So on the basis of your findings, you have to discuss and you have to highlight your results. Next is conclusion. When result discussion over, you have to conclude your findings, and you have to highlight the significance of the outcome of your study. You have to tell these are my findings, and these are the you have to highlight the things. And after that, in conclusion also only, you have to discuss the limitation of your study. These are the limitations also, and you have to tell, to indicate where further research is needed. Next is acknowledgement. You have to acknowledge your university, your college, your supervisor, your colleagues. If you are getting fund from funding agencies, so you have to write that fund number also. You have to give reference to that funding agency name, then project name, number, everything you have to acknowledge. After that, you have to write conflict of interest. If you are taking any benefit, any financial benefit from this research, your manuscript, from your work, so you can write. If you are not having any conflict of interest, you can write author do not have any conflict of interest. Next is references. When it depends on journal to journal, they are having different style. So to list alphabetically all the reference material, and for references you can use reference management software like Mendeley, like EndNote, and Jotaro you can use, and it depends on journal, and according to journal you have to manage your references. Next is appendix. To present your relevant data details or other things, you can use appendix, but still it depends on the journal. In which journal you are sending your research paper or your manuscript, they have a format So according to that format, you have to prepare your search paper. Here I am telling you the basic things how we can structure a search paper, and this all basics. And after that, when you will do all the things, you can structure your research paper according to the journal's need. So first is how we can write a abstract. Already I told you, abstract is a summary of a body of information. It expresses the main claim and argument of a paper. Sometimes some journal ask simple abstract, or some journal ask graphical abstract also. In graphical abstract, you have to give a picture or pictorial information about your research paper. So in abstract, you have to give the questions and answer. Why did you do this study or project? This is the first question, and you have to give answer in the abstract. Next, what did you do and how? What did you do and how? Next is, what did you find? And what do your findings means? These are the questions, abstract related questions, and you have to write answers in the abstract. And after that, keywords. You have to write keywords, 5 to 6 keyword according to your research paper. Next is how we can write an introduction. Introduction is a primary source of knowledge, or it is a frame for the readers. So it should provide brief discussion about the topic and why this topic is worth researching, or why it could be found interesting. We have to tell in the introduction. Next, the statement of the research objectives means we have to give research objectives in the introduction. Then we have to tell the scope of the study. Next, we have to give the overview of the rest of paper. If readers will read your introduction, they came to know about they will know about your research paper. Then after that they will carry to read your methodology and your findings and result discussion. Then literature review, how we can write a good literature review. Literature review, you have to answer what is the present state of knowledge regarding the topic under consideration. You have to tell the present status of the topic. Next, you have to tell how are the studies related to the one being proposed. Then you have to tell what is the quality of the studies reviewed. Then how will be proposed study contribute to the existing literature. So you have to give all the answers. You have to write everything in the literature review. Then research methodology. Research methodology demonstrate that you are aware of the research methods you used to study this topic, and you have to justify the research method and approach you have taken or for your study. You have to explain and justify the method of data collection and analysis. So you have to tell everything about your research methodology in this session. In this methodology session, you have to tell what are the methods you are using. Then you have to justify the research method, why you use these methods, and what are the benefits to use this method. You have to explain and justify the data collection. If you did some experiment, if you collected data, so you have to tell and you have to justify also. Next is result and discussion, how we can write result and discussion. Result and discussion are a very important part of the research paper, and you should be focused on this part because everything is depend on the result and discussion, and because it is the sum up of your findings and highlight the significance of the overcome of your study. So you have to write very carefully all the results, and after that you have to discuss your result point to point, and after the discussion you have to justify this result came, and now you have to justify your result, and to outline any implication or recommendation indicated by the findings, and you can correlate your results to other authors research paper also. You can tell that uh, these results is finding of the other studies already some uh, uh, some scientist or some researcher have done. You can correlate also, but you should focus on this part because it is very important part of the research paper. Then results means you have to present the finding of your research in an orderly manner. You have to use heading you planned in your methodology or heading arising from pattern found in the result, and then discussion. You have to show your understanding of what your data suggest. So in result and discussion you have to write everything, and in discussion you have to show your understanding. It depends on you how you are writing your discussion. It is your own experience. Next is acknowledgement. Acknowledgement is a very important part of the research paper because if author want to acknowledge someone regarding research paper, they can write here in acknowledgement part. Example, you can here you can see the example. Like if you are getting fund, so you can write the name of foundation or a grant number or name, or you can write the donor name also, and you can write everything. Or if you want to thank your colleagues from the institution or from the other institution, or if you want to thank your collaborator, so you can acknowledge their name in the session, acknowledgement session. Next is the conflict of interest. Conflict of interest, it refers to the situation when you are getting financial or other personal consideration. So the author must include a draft statement of interest or affiliation. If you are not getting any conflict of interest, so you can write that the author will mention no conflict of interest in this session, but you have to write because all of journal they ask about this conflict of interest, so you have to mention there also. Next is references. uh, as I told, references it depend on the that is it about depend on the journals, but generally we used references in APA style, American Psychological Association APA 6 format we refer, and references need to contain all work cited in the text. When you are using references, so you should cite the references very carefully, that author name, topic, year, and that journal name, page number, everything you write in your references. So you can use reference management software, and that reference management software helps to organize citation as well as reformat your references for manuscript resubmission and revision. So you can use RefWorks, Jotaro, EndNote, Mendeley. You can use these reference software management and it is very easy to download. You can download on your desktop, and you can use these management software, and you can reformat, you can review, you can resubmission your manuscript with the help of these software. So in this in a research paper we need to be original, and we should not plagiarize. So when you finish your manuscript ready, so you have to check your plagiarism, and passing of someone other else work as your own is come in the plagiarism. And not acknowledging when using information like data, tables, figures, graphics from other writers. If you are writing a research paper, you have to acknowledge everything. If you are using other information, if you are using other data, tables, figures or graphics, you have to cite, you have to write their name very carefully in your research paper, otherwise it will come under the plagiarism. So you can use paraphrasing also to remove the plagiarism in your research paper. So what is paraphrase? Here I am telling some little introduction about the paraphrase, because without removing the plagiarism we cannot submit our manuscript. So first of all, plagiarism is the act of presenting another work or ideas as your own, and as your own, and when you're direct, when you direct quote from the research, so it comes under the plagiarism. Like here example you can see Japan's beautiful Mount Fuji. So this is the these lines, if we directly we will write in our manuscript, so it will come under the plagiarism. But if you will paraphrase the thing, so it will not come under the plagiarism, and you have to write here the author name. See this author in this 1917 in this year, write in this journal that Mount Fuji, the highest mountain in Japan. Like this, if you will write, it will not come under the plagiarism. So 1 minute. Okay, so how you can format your research paper, formatting of your research paper. So here three things is there. First is Modern Language Association. Modern Language Association is a official guide to non-fiction writing. We can use this writing in schools, academic departments, on instructor, and for researchers, for academic part, we use generally APA format, American Psychological Association format, and this format we use mostly for scientific journals and textbook and academia. So this APA style we used widely, but it depends on the general, if because some journal, that scientific journal, they ask like different format, but mainly we use APA style. Next is ACM format, Association for Computer Machinery format. It is the largest and oldest international scientific and industrial computer society, and where they publish their own journal or proceeding, but mainly we use APA format. So here we can see the difference about APA guideline and MLA guideline. So here you can see the paper standard size, paper margin and font size. In MLA guideline and APA guideline, both font size is 12 point and Times New Roman, and spacing also you can see double space throughout the manuscript, and alignment of text is also you can see here, and paragraph indentation. So in end of sentence, page number, So these are the guidelines we have to follow. So title page like this, it should be like this, like the page title, your name, your institution name, your university name should be like this. Next is the you can see the tables. If you are writing a table in research paper, so when you are using figures and tables in your research paper, so caption you have to write down. In figure you have to write down the caption, and in table you have to write caption above the table. So these are the common things we have to uh, write in our research paper, or we should knowledge also. And but it again I am telling you, if it depends on the journal, so you have, before submitting your manuscript or before preparing your manuscript, first you have to decide your journal. In this journal you are going to send your manuscript, and according to journal you have to prepare your manuscript, and you can download the instruction for author from the journal website. So here you can see the guideline, MLA guideline or APA guideline. Already I told about the APA guideline title page. In title page, your name should be there, your title is there. After that, author name, first author name, second author name, third author name. After that, the institute name, and then institute name, then your email ID. It depends on the journal. Then abstract, then the body of the manuscript, then references. Then if journal asks about the footnotes, you have to use the footnotes. Then tables, figure caption, and figures. Some journal ask for that. For scientific journal, they ask supplementary material. So if they ask supplementary material, so you have to give supplementary material in another Word document. So next is bibliography. So bibliography is a list of the source you used to get information for your report. And as a rule of academic writing, a researcher need to admit the truth when they use other people ideas, views, data, information in the form of bibliography, in the form of references. So you have to write the bibliography, and you have to tell the reader, this is not my original thoughts, and I have taken these thoughts from the another author. You have to write everything, and you have to cite the things. So in here I'm telling you about books. If you are writing a book, so in book, how you can write a bibliography. So here you can see in book, in APA format, in book you have to write author last name, then initial, first initial with publication date, book title name, additional information, city of publication or publishing company. In down you can see that sorry, that here the author name, this author last name, then first initial, then year of publishing, and then the book title, and additional information, then city of publication Washington DC, and the publishing company National Geographic Society. But in MLA format, author last name will come, then first name, then book title, and additional information, city of publication, publishing company. So these are the difference here. Here that year of title, it comes first, then that year of publishing, it here last. So you can see the difference between both style when you are using bibliography, when you are using book citation in your work. So you can use like this. If you are using encyclopedia or dictionary in your research paper, so you have to write in a APA format, you have to write author first name, then first initial, then date, title of article, title of encyclopedia, volume, pages, city of publication or publishing company. And here you can see the example. You have to write that author last name, Tobias R, 1991, Herbert James, Encyclopedia Americana, page and volume and pages, and city, New York, and Scholastic Library Publishing. But in MLA format, this author last name, first name, title of article, title of encyclopedia, and date. So according to this, you can write your references, your bibliography in your research paper or in your thesis or in your synopsis according to this. Next is magazine or newspaper articles. If you are writing a magazine or newspaper article, so you have to write your bibliography in APA format, author last name, first initial, publication date, article title, periodical title, volume number, issue number, if available, inclusive pages. So here you can see some examples, and in MLA format you have to write author last name, first name, article title, periodical title, volume, date on inclusive pages. So these are the two formats, but we generally are using APA format for academic writing. Or if you are writing for magazine, newspaper, or books, so you can use this type of bibliography like this. And this bibliography is a little different from references. Generally in thesis we used bibliography in books, magazines, and other things. And if you are writing a research paper, so first you should know about your topic. Say this topic we are going to write a manuscript, we are going to write a research paper, and you should know your field also, and you should know in this journal I am going to submit my research paper. And first you have to make a basic thing, a base of your research paper. And after that, according to journal, you can change your research paper according to journal requirement. And nowadays all of the journal is online, so you can check the instructions for author online, and you can download the instruction, and you can use these instructions for your paper. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share the knowledge and ideas. And my number is there if you want to contact me, or if you are having any questions regarding this, you can ask me now, and you can email me also. And you can check our website for our work. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. It was a very insightful session. And participants, if you have any queries, you can interact with the speakers. You can use your chat box, or you can raise your hand, or you can unmute yourself. If you are unable to unmute yourself, you can raise your hand so that we can unmute you from our side. And feel free. I know definitely this paper publication or paper writing is not as easy as, it takes a lot of efforts and learning in presenting paper, especially if you are from different disciplines. There are slight changes when we write paper based on our own discipline. So you can share your observations, queries, or if you have any questions, you can feel free to unmute yourself and ask.
Hi, ma'am.
And
Hello, ma'am.
yeah.
Actually, it was a very wonderful. Actually, I got lot of insight in this before. With every time I present in Niman's Bangalore, always they will be very particular about the abstract.
Yes, ma'am.
Because they cross check a lot of time. If your abstract is little not perfect, you won't be accepted in the conference. Whether you're willing to pay the money, your finance is secondary. For them, that abstract should be really focused. What is that conference? That 100 words means 100 words, 60 words means 60 words, 50, and that how that paragraph being everything. So it's really, for me, it is very useful topic, because every time I go for a presentation, this is only they ask in Niman's. So it is very useful for me. And
Thank
how
you, ma'am.
spacing and how you told now how we should write a bibliography. They ask everything, because when you're doing presentation in Niman, you should they ask questions in every slide. So you should be very well prepared. Otherwise, you should not step into one presentation, especially in Niman's. I don't know about others. But I have faced a lot, two, three times I got rejected of my abstract. Then I learned it from my madam, and I got opportunity in this one in Indian Society of Professional ISPSW. I got, but initially 2008, when I don't know what is abstract, what is this presenting. First time I'm presenting, that time my madam told like this. So after that also, after that she told me, but 2-3 times I little like changed, but they said no, you should do this way. They're very particular about the words. 80 means
Yes,
80.
yes. Yes, we should.
And in that you should not, they're not including that and or on. They're including only that words, adjectives, words, or the terminologies. The extra fitting words, they're not including. So it is for, I don't know for others, for me it is a very useful topic. I learned, because anyway I go for presentation, I jotted down these points. So it is very useful. A PPT is really good, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Oh, God bless you. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
More sessions in this forum.
Very good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, actually, after getting the topic or whatever the topic we are keenly interested in, so we have many in number of multiple approaches. Like theoretically, we'll get many papers, or from the authenticated books, we'll get the information, or practically we'll get the information. So we have multiple sources, but from which mode of source will we can gather loads of information?
Actually, when you're writing a research paper, so you should go through the journal, and mainly you should go through the journals, and you can search the good journals, and you can search your topic in Google also, or in others journal website like sciencedirect.com. You can search there your topic, and you will came across lot of research paper there. Then you have to read first all research paper, then only you can write. Because in books we have limited information, and that some old material also not updated. But in journal, daily people are doing a lot of research
Okay.
about your topic or other topics. So we can take all information from the journal. You can go for that Springer and that Taylor and Francis, and other journal also website is there. You can search whatever your subject. I'm telling here about science, but in Google you can write the good journal related your subjects, and all list will come. So you can find your you can read your research paper related to your subject. And for one research paper you should read at least 100 research paper, then only you can write. Then you can take some ideas how we can write a research paper. So you should take things from the journal. And
Okay,
first,
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. It's
Yes.
been really very insightful session.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You can continue, please.
Yes, and you can first you decide your topic, means what topic you want to take. So you can decide your topic. After that, you can go for that literature review. So first you have to decide your topic. After that, you can refer books also, but journal is good. If you will refer journal, so it is good.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. It's been really very insightful session, and
Welcome.
I just got loads of information from the session you told to us. It's been really wonderful. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
गुड इवनिंग मैम।
Good evening. Yes, sir.
मैम एक सवाल था
जी
कि
सर.
जैसे कि हमारा दो टाइप का, जैसे कि एक थियोरेटिकल एंड एक एक्सपेरिमेंटल, कि कुछ भी हम पेपर लिखते हैं बहुत सारे जर्नल फॉलो करके, जैसे कि जर्नल हो या कॉन्फ्रेंस पेपर भी लिखते हैं, तो आफ्टर दैट मान लीजिए उसका मतलब हो जाता है आपका पब्लिश, अभी कुछ भी आप नया व्यूज देते हैं, इधर नया कॉन्सेप्ट निकालते हैं, नया पेटेंट बनाते हैं, या फिर कुछ चीजों को मॉडिफाई करके कुछ नया एल्गोरिथम लिख के उसको हम बनाते हैं, एंड उसको डिफरेंट सिमुलेशन टूल के जरिए हम उसको प्रूव भी करते हैं। तो उसके बाद जो पेपर पब्लिश होता है, मान लीजिए कहीं पे भी पब्लिश हो, एसीआई में हो, उसको पोस्ट में हो, IEEE में हो, उसके बाद क्या
आप
उसका,
अपना क्वेश्चन एक बार रिपीट कर देंगे, आवाज साफ नहीं आ रही थी सर.
अच्छा मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि मान लीजिए हमने कोई कोई अगर जर्नल पेपर पब्लिश करता है, कुछ उसमें नया कॉन्सेप्ट देता है या फिर कुछ आइडिया देता है, कुछ लोग ही नया मतलब पेटेंट के हिसाब देते हैं, जो कि कहीं पे भी डिस्कवर उनका न्यू थ्योरी न्यू कॉन्सेप्ट देता है, तो एक्चुअली उसका होता है क्या है,
जी.
क्या होता है उसका मतलब? कोई जैसे कि बहुत सारे कंपनियां, मान लीजिए कोई टेक्नोलॉजिकल कंपनी जैसे गूगल हो, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट, वो वाकई वो हमारा पेपर लेके उसके ऊपर मतलब रिसर्च करके कुछ बनाते हैं, या फिर वही बस पेपर ही हम पढ़ते हैं, उसके बाद हमारा कोई पढ़ता है, उसके बाद उसका कोई पढ़ता है, ऐसे करके कुछ होता है? चलिए उसके
सर जैसे
फाइनल।
आपने, जी, जैसे आपने, अगर हम सचमुच में कोई रिसर्च कर रहे हैं और करने की है और हम उस पर तब रिसर्च पेपर लिख रहे हैं, तो फिर हम बता सकते हैं कि हमने ये काम किया है. और कुछ लोग क्या करते हैं सर, कि वो क्या करते हैं कि वो बहुत सारे डाटा कलेक्ट करके थोड़ा बहुत इधर उधर करके फाइंडिंग करके बता देते हैं. तो इस तरह से भी कर सकता है, लेकिन अगर हम खुद की ओरिजिनल रिसर्च करते हैं तो वो ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है सर.
नहीं, वो तो सही है, ठीक है, लेकिन हमारा कहना है जैसे कि हर कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की या फिर प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी में उनका खुद का R&D डिपार्टमेंट होता है,
हाँ.
क्योंकि जैसे कि टेक्नोलॉजी डेली चेंज होता है, डेली, उसी तरह से उन हर हर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का एक R&D डिपार्टमेंट होता है, कुछ नया चीज वो डिस्कवर करते हैं या फिर इनोवेशन करते हैं, उसको लेकर वो लोग बिजनेस करते हैं, तो डे बाय डे उन इंडस्ट्री में चलता है। लेकिन जो एकेडमी में होता है, जो पेपर लिख जाता है, वर्ल्ड वाइड जितना भी पेपर लिखा जाता है, उस पेपर का होता है क्या है, बाकी क्या वो पेपर को लेके कोई इंडस्ट्री या फिर कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन उसके ऊपर रिसर्च करके कुछ नया चीज निकालते हैं, या फिर वही पेपर बस पढ़ते हैं, हाँ ठीक है तुमने नया चीज निकाल लिया, चलो ठीक है, ये तो नहीं था, या फिर ऐसा ही होता है बस? जैसे कि
नहीं
हम
सर, एक्चुअली क्या है कि जो जैसा कंपनियां तो क्या करती हैं, जो एकेडमिशियन होते हैं उनके पास कंपनियां जितना सेटअप नहीं होता है, वो लोग क्या करते हैं, वो एक रिसर्च करके थोड़ा बहुत छोड़ देते हैं. फिर रिसर्च पेपर को, जो आप बोल रहे हो कि R&D कंपनियां होती है, वो वहां से उठाकर वो आगे स्टडी करती हैं, और आगे स्टडी करके तब वो वहां पे जाके फाइंडिंग्स निकालती हैं. और बहुत सारे लोग इस तरह से करते हैं, क्योंकि जो एकेडमिशियन होते हैं उनके पास तो सर ज्यादा नहीं होता, इतना रिसर्च फैसिलिटी भी नहीं होती. अगर वो कुछ काम करें तो वो एक जगह करके स्टॉप कर देते हैं, वो आगे नहीं बढ़ते उस पर. बहुत मतलब वो इतनी एक्सटेंसिव रिसर्च नहीं कर पाते, उनके पास रिसोर्सेज नहीं होते जितना कंपनीज के पास होते हैं. तो अगर कंपनीज कोलैबोरेट करे तो एकेडमिशियंस बहुत अच्छी रिसर्च कर सकते हैं और करते भी हैं. लेकिन जहाँ फैसिलिटी है कम है, तो वो लोग फिर उतना ही रिसर्च करके छोड़ देते हैं.
बस उनको डिग्री मिल जाता है, PhD का डिग्री मिल जाता
हाँ,
है।
बस इतना, क्योंकि सर उनके पास रिसोर्सेज नहीं होते, तो वो कैसे सर करेंगे रिसर्च फिर वहाँ.
नहीं, जैसे हमारा गाइड बता रहे थे, मैंने मैं पूछा कि मैडम मान लीजिए आपका इंटरनेशनल जर्नल या फिर 5 गया, या फिर नेशनल में 10 गया, तो उस जो पेपर लेके कुछ नया चीज अपने डाले होंगे उसमें, या फिर पूरा नया कॉन्सेप्ट में एल्गोरिथम कुछ भी डाले होंगे, उस पेपर का मतलब कोई यूज करके कुछ फायदा हुआ है उसका, या फिर उसके बाद आपको कोई रॉयल्टी दिया है कि हाँ ठीक है आपने ये
हाँ सर, बस वही है कि वो वही वही करके छोड़ देते हैं जहाँ उनके पास रिसोर्सेज होते, और वो बस वहीं पे करके छोड़ देंगे। लेकिन अगर इंडस्ट्रीज में जाते हैं तो वहाँ पे बहुत अच्छी रिसर्च करने का मौका मिलता है उनको, वहाँ पे फैसिलिटी भी
कितना
होती है।
परसेंट जाते हैं? मान लीजिए 10 आदमी में
बहुत
PhD,
कम लोग जाते हैं सर, सब नहीं जाते इंडस्ट्री में, सब एकेडमिक्स में रहते हैं, इंडस्ट्री में कम जाते
तो
हैं।
ये बस एक फॉर्मेलिटी है, चलो ठीक है कुछ नया चीज निकाल लो और डिग्री निकाल
सर
लो।
जहाँ पर है रिसर्च की फैसिलिटी अवेलेबल, वहाँ पे लोग करते भी हैं, और जहाँ पर नहीं है सर तो फिर वो कैसे करेंगे?
मेरा कहना है कि मान लीजिए कोई स्पॉन्सर प्रोजेक्ट आते हैं, मान लीजिए आप केमिस्ट्री में कर रहे हैं या फिर कोई मैथमेटिक्स में कर रहे हैं, मान लीजिए कोई स्पॉन्सर प्रोजेक्ट आता है तो उसमें आपको बेनिफिट होता है, क्योंकि उसका पैसा डाल जाता है 20 लाख 50 लाख 60 लाख ऐसे करके आता है, उसमें आपको बेनिफिट है, स्कॉलर को बेनिफिट है, ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को बेनिफिट है, वो जो काम करता है वो भी उसके ऊपर मतलब एप्लीकेशन होता है रियली चीज में,
जी जी।
चल जाता है, ठीक है। तो उसी तरह हम लोग बाकी सारे जो स्कॉलर लिखते हैं और उनको अवार्डेड किया जाता है, चलो ठीक है आपने ये पेपर लिखा, ये A to Z 4 साल के अंदर 5 साल के अंदर जो भी लिखा है, जितना पेपर लिखते हैं उसका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन कितना परसेंट है आउट ऑफ 100%?
सर इम्प्लीमेंटेशन है पर इतना ज़्यादा नहीं है, ऐसे नहीं है, इम्प्लीमेंटेशन होता है सर, लोग लिखते भी हैं, बट डिपेंड करता है कि आप कहाँ से कर रहे हैं अपनी PhD, आपका इंस्टीट्यूट कैसा है, यूनिवर्सिटी कैसी है सर, वहाँ से डिपेंड करता है।
अच्छा, फिर भी कोई परसेंटेज मान लीजिए 100 आदमी ने PhD करना, डिफरेंट डिफरेंट ऑल इंडिया से मान लीजिए 100 आदमी PhD करते हैं एकेडमी की तरफ से, कितना परसेंट जो लिखते हैं स्कॉलर अवार्डेड होने के बाद उनके पेपर लेके एक्चुअली इंडस्ट्री में इम्प्लीमेंटेशन होता है? क्योंकि हर इंडस्ट्री में तो अपना खुद का R&D डिपार्टमेंट होता है, ठीक है, कितना पेपर कितना परसेंट लग जाता है, या फिर उसका क्या रेशियो क्या है?
सर एक्चुअली अब तो यूनिवर्सिटी सब UGC के रूल को फॉलो करती है, जिस तरह से UGC बोलती है उस तरह से उनको फॉलो करना पड़ता है, नहीं तो वो अब तो बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट है UGC हर चीज़ में, तो करते हैं फॉलो, इस तरह से नहीं है, बट डिपेंड करता है रिसोर्सेज पर।
और मैडम फाइनली वो अप्रूवल कैसे होता है? मान लीजिए अपन कुछ पेपर लिखे या फिर, क्योंकि वो तो हम कोप के गाइडलाइन फॉलो करते हैं, जैसे कि आपने बताया फॉल्सिफिकेशन, फैब्रिकेशन एंड प्लेजरिज्म, ये सारे बहुत सारी चीजें उसके गाइडलाइंस हैं, तो लास्ट ऑफ ऑल वो अप्रूवल कैसे होते हैं, मतलब कौन सा पैरामीटर लेके ठीक है आपने ये पैरामीटर टच किया तो यू आर अवार्डेड फॉर द
सर
PhD?
पैरामीटर है, और जैसे UGC ने भी पैरामीटर बनाए हुए हैं तो उसके अकॉर्डिंग करते हैं सर।
ओके मैम, तो आपके हिसाब से बहुत ही कम परसेंट बस ऐसे रिसर्च करके छोड़ ही देते हैं, चलो वो पेपर भी ज्यादा रिव्यू नहीं होता क्या सही लिखा या गलत लिखा, कितना इम्प्लीमेंटेशन हुआ या नहीं हुआ, बस ऐसा ही चलता है
सर वो
और
डिपेंड करता है, मैं बोली ना सर, इंस्टीट्यूशन टू इंस्टीट्यूशन डिपेंड करता है कि आपकी रिसर्च की क्वालिटी कैसी है, आपने किस इंस्टीट्यूट से किया है, वो डिपेंड करता है।
ठीक है मैम।
जी सर।
और मैम आपने जो स्लाइड बनाया है उसका शेयर हो सकता है बाय PDF और PPT, क्योंकि वो उसमें बहुत सारे इन्फॉर्मेशन भी है, वैल्यूबल इन्फॉर्मेशन, सो
यस
दैट
सर, आई विल शेयर टू सर, और वो
यस।
आपको शेयर कर देंगे सर।
ओके मैडम, थैंक यू, थैंक्स अ लॉट।
थैंक यू।
Yeah, Shweta, you can unmute yourself. Shweta, you have raised your hand.
Yes, ma'am, you
unmute
can
yourself.
ask question, ma'am.
Okay, so Shweta, you can unmute yourself, or you can put in chat box if you have any query. So basically, adding to what Manoranjan was asking, it all depends on the researcher in the very first place. When we are taking any research problem as such, how relevant is, how important is, how contextual it is. So we should choose a topic which is a pressing problem, because research is all about finding a solution for a problem. So if you are taking vague topics just for the sake of doing, or we have a requirement that we need to complete our degree, or we need some points to get promotion, or for the sake of doing, if we are selecting, then definitely there will be no use of such papers or publication. Unfortunately, in India, most of the publication, I can say even more than 75% of such papers or publications presented go. It's just like you change some city name, or you change one variable name, and we can see, even you can just go through Shodh Ganga, various other, repository, which is maintained by UGC. If
Yes,
you
sir.
do research on that, you will find yourself how terrible the research is going on, and how our research scholars are doing. Some are doing extraordinary work. I really appreciate our research scholars who are doing extraordinary work, and see the other researchers how they are doing. Just for the sake of, you can see same research, you can see, done by various scholars by just changing the names. I have found personally there are hundreds of papers which has been submitted in various universities by just changing the names and other simple small changes. But what to do, even if professors force students, they will not get their degree. And it is a win-win situation for both, because at the end of the day, research scholar has to get degree, and even professor also has to complete their assignments. So the entire responsibility lies with the researcher first, because when you are approaching for a topic, it may be for UG or PG, for a PhD, you are the one who are going to submit your synopsis to the university or to your guide for approval. So you better choose. You can always approach guides, research guides, or professor. You can find out the research gap, basically. Where is the gap and what are the problems? Based on that, you can choose a problem where you can really, find a solution. So that will be immediately used. Like, see, recent COVID pandemic, everyone was looking for solutions. There was a huge problem in front of us, and everyone was looking for the solutions. So you need to select such a problem where people are looking for solutions. If you take such a research problem and work on it, definitely there is a greater possibility of getting your paper selected and published. That will also, people, other researchers who are looking for already published research, they will also go through your research and try to find out what is lacuna, and how your research is going to contribute to further research. So when we are taking a topic, it is very much important to see how this research can be extended. Often what we do, we don't think of further, extension of our research, how it can be implemented or how it can be taken to a greater part of research. Because some students also come to us, scholars also come to us and take a topic, especially some of them has taken the same research to postdoctoral level also, because there is a lot of research that can be done. If you just go through some foreign research, like they do research on chocolate wrapper or biscuit wrapper also, because there is nothing like, there is nothing like which is not worth of research. But it all depends on the, problem. Like industry, especially industry people come to us with various problems, how we are going to address. Like they want various advertisement, especially when you take advertisements, or they want to really try to understand how this works, how a concept works, or how phenomenon works, and what would be the best strategy, or what is the trend. So it all depends on the purpose of research. If you have a purpose, and if you have a research problem which is a pressing problem, and which is immediate, definitely that research is going to be a worth for you as well as to the community. Otherwise, just for the sake of doing, we have also seen in the very first place, researchers don't find, and it is very difficult. Research is not so easy as we all think so. It's very difficult. And we have seen many students, research scholars struggling, at the end of the day, and have to compromise because it's not so easy. Research takes a lot of time, lot of money, lot of efforts, and we all need to be, very much dedicated, especially even a small topic. So see, as ma'am said, you need to review at least 100 papers. Once once you have tentatively decided on a particular topic, you need to go through what is, you need to go through various papers so that you can do some review of literature based on the topic and whether any research is available or not. If there is no research on the topic, like initially when COVID has come, there was no, earlier there was also COVID, even before also we had COVID, but it was not at a pandemic level. So based on that, they have pulled out some research and they have correlated and started publishing. So in a similar way, there are certain topics where there might not be no research at all on the exact topic. So we need to find out which are relevant topics, and based on that, we need to pull out some correlation or relevance to that and start building. So that would be, it all depends. What I personally also feel is it all depends on the researcher. Whether you take in topic, it all depends on the review of literature you do and the kind of research problem you take it up. And accordingly, if you take a very good topic, then definitely if you take a pressing problem or, which is currently looking for solution, and definitely your research will be quoted, cited, and also it will be accepted and published. So if you publish a trash, it will be trash only. If you publish a good research, then definitely it will be very useful to the society. So it all depends on how we choose a topic and how we take up our research. But most of the time, we have seen students and research scholars also where, they have taken a very good topic, really a very good problem. But, it's very difficult because of the difficult task and efforts and resources required. And they were unable to complete, and they have changed their topics also. Many times we have seen, even for a small topic also for UG or PG, the basic small sample is around 30, somewhere, depending on the variables, the minimum sample can go up to 50, 60. How many students genuinely go to 50 participants and collect data? That is also, a questionable thing. Many students do not really go. They fabricated, they themselves, score it and present it. We know when we are analyzing, when we see the data itself, we can predict whether this is an fabricated data or it's a genuinely collected data. So for simple things also, if students are trying to manipulate, not putting efforts, then really, we can't take research to that level. So genuinely what students have to take up initiative. If they can take, then even professors can also suggest very good, topics. There are a lot of topics which needs to be researched, but, that needs a lot of time, research, and finding right participants, or is all are there. It's not as simple as it is happening, unfortunately. But there are also good researchers, good students who did wonderful research. So these are other things which are always there. Society is always of all kinds of people, all kinds of things happening. But if you are generally or genuinely interested in or looking for a practical problems and solutions, so choose topics, do your proper research in finding the research gap, and select an appropriate topic which is more relevant, which is more pressing, then that would definitely give you the satisfaction of finding a solution, and which can be practically implemented. So that can really help us and the community. So that I have seen practically. So maybe that answers your query. Yes, Shweta.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you,
Sir,
sir. Sir, you explained it very clearly, and I'm happy, sir, with your answer, sir.
Thank you. Yes, Shweta, please go.
सर जैसे कुछ क्वेश्चन है उनके आंसर मतलब हमें ये था कि जैसे पेंडेमिक में ही रिसर्च टॉपिक हमने ले लिया और रिसर्च कर भी रहे हैं, लेकिन कुछ जैसे पायलट स्टडी और हमने डेटा कलेक्शन किया तो उसका रिलायबिलिटी और वैलिडिटी वगैरह चेक करने के लिए उसे कैसे फाइंड करें सर? एक ये और दूसरा ये सर कि जैसे आज ऑनलाइन कई सेमिनार होते हैं इंटरनेशनल नेशनल लेवल पे और पेपर भी कई पब्लिश हो जाते हैं, लेकिन कुछ टीचर्स कहते हैं नहीं यूजीसी के लिस्ट होना चाहिए और इसमें कुछ हमें ये जैसे समझ में नहीं आता, जैसे ये कुछ है कि ये कौन सा पेपर सही हम मतलब पब्लिश करा रहे हैं या फिर उसकी वैल्यू है भी या फिर नहीं है, ये सारी चीजें थोड़ी कंफ्यूजन है सर, अगर आप दूर कर दें।
Ma'am, would you like to answer?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
श्वेता, एक्चुअली यूजीसी के रूल्स हैं कि आपका जो रिसर्च पेपर है वो यूजीसी केयर लिस्ट में जो जर्नल है उसमें होना चाहिए, और आप उसी यूजीसी केयर लिस्ट है वहाँ से जर्नल सेलेक्ट करके ही अपना पेपर पब्लिश कराएं, या फिर आप जो अच्छे रिप्यूटेड जर्नल हैं उनकी लिस्ट निकाल लें, जो उनकी Q1 Q2 इस तरह के जर्नल हैं उनकी आप लिस्ट निकाल सकते हैं। क्योंकि जैसे सर ने अभी बताया कि हम अगर नेम सेक के लिए रिसर्च कर रहे हैं तो वो अच्छा नहीं है फ्यूचर के लिए। अगर आपको इसी फील्ड में रहना है और अगर आपको सिर्फ जस्ट नेम के लिए अपने आगे डॉक्टर लगाना है,
ऐसा नहीं है मैम। हम चाहते हैं कि इसमें हम अच्छा कुछ करें, लेकिन बस ये है मैम कि ये क्लियर नहीं होता है, क्योंकि अभी जैसे 5 पॉइंट फैक्ट वैल्यू हो गया जर्नल का, ये दे दिया जाता है और कई सेमिनार होते हैं तो पेपर प्रेजेंट भी होता है, पब्लिश भी होता है, बट ये जैसे कि यूजीसी केयर लिस्ट में ही हमारा पेपर अच्छा है या फिर कई ऐसे देखते हैं कि जिसपे ये रहता है कि आपके रिसर्च इतने पढ़े गए और इतना अच्छा रहा, तो ये सारी चीजें कैसे होगा, ये जानना था।
वही है कि अगर आप अपने पेपर अच्छे रिसर्च पेपर जर्नल में पब्लिश कराते हो तो वो आप जर्नल इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर से सर्च कर सकते हो कि जर्नल का इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर क्या है, ये जर्नल कहाँ से पब्लिश हो रहा है, और सबसे पहले आपके पास अपने सब्जेक्ट की लिस्ट होनी चाहिए जर्नल्स की, अच्छे जर्नल्स की, आप उनको चेक कीजिए, वहाँ उनके जर्नल्स के सारे रूल्स वो देखिए जर्नल के बारे में कि कैसा जर्नल है, क्योंकि सब कुछ ऑनलाइन है, आप वहाँ देख सकते हैं। और आपका पेपर कितनी बार पढ़ा है, आप जब आप जर्नल में पब्लिश करा देते हो अच्छे जर्नल में, तो फिर वहाँ पर आप देख सकते हो, जैसे रिसर्च गेट पे आपने अपना अकाउंट बना लिया, वहाँ पे भी आप देख सकते हो कि इतने लोगों ने मेरा पेपर साइट किया है, मेरे साइटेशन इतने हैं। गूगल स्कॉलर पे आप अपना अकाउंट बना सकते हो, तो आपको पता चल जाएगा कि आपके पेपर को इतने लोगों ने साइट किया है, वो ऑटोमेटिकली वहाँ ऐड हो जाता है, तो आप वहाँ जाकर भी देख सकते हो। सबसे पहले आपके पास लिस्ट होनी चाहिए, और जिस यूनिवर्सिटी से आप कर रहे हो उनके खुद के भी रूल्स रेगुलेशन होते हैं, और यूजीसी के भी फॉलो करते हैं, खुद के भी होते हैं, तो आप उनको पहले अच्छी तरह पढ़िए कि यूनिवर्सिटी और कुछ यूनिवर्सिटी ना अलाउ कर देती है कि बिना यूजीसी केयर के आप पेपर ऐसे भी कहीं भी पब्लिश करा सकते हो और आपको डिग्री मिल जाएगी, और कुछ यूनिवर्सिटी नहीं करती अलाउ, तो उसके अकॉर्डिंग आप काम कीजिए। और जैसे आप कह रहे हैं कि रिसर्च पेपर जो ऑनलाइन कॉन्फ्रेंसेस भी होती हैं, तो वो भी आप देख के कीजिए कि कहीं कोई ऐसी फेक तो वेबसाइट बना के नहीं कर रहे हैं, आप पूरा चेक करके तब कीजिए। जहाँ भी अगर आप रजिस्ट्रेशन करा रहे हैं सारी चीजें पता करके तब कीजिए।
जी जी जी, थैंक यू मैम। मैम अभी भी जैसे ये है कि हमने जो ये ऑनलाइन सेमिनार में अपने पेपर प्रेजेंट किए और उसे पब्लिश किए, एक ये
हाँ जी।
और साथ ही यूजीसी के केयर लिस्ट में हमने जो पेपर पब्लिश किए, तो दोनों में डिफरेंट क्या है मैम?
देखिए, यूजीसी केयर लिस्ट में आप जर्नल में पेपर पब्लिश कर रहे हो, और जो कॉन्फ्रेंस में करते हो आप पेपर पब्लिश, उसमें ये है कि आपने वहाँ प्रेजेंट किया है, उसके अलग मार्क्स होते हैं, उसके अलग मार्क्स होते हैं। जर्नल में पेपर पब्लिश करने के मार्क्स ज़्यादा होते हैं कॉन्फ्रेंस के कंपैरिजन में। कितने वो पूछते हैं आपने कितनी कॉन्फ्रेंस अटेंड की, वहाँ जाके आपने कितना पेपर पब्लिश किया। कभी कभी क्या होता है, आप फुल पेपर ना दे के एब्स्ट्रैक्ट आपका पब्लिश हो जाता है खाली।
जी
कभी कभी पूरा फुल पेपर नहीं होता, एब्स्ट्रैक्ट आपने प्रेजेंट किया और पब्लिश कर दिया, या एब्स्ट्रैक्ट करके इस तरह से। तो आप जर्नल में पेपर पब्लिश करना के मार्क्स ज्यादा है कंपैरिजन टू कॉन्फ्रेंस। कॉन्फ्रेंस अटेंड करके आप वहाँ आप अपने काम के बारे में बता रहे हो कि मैं इस पर काम कर रही हूँ, काम चल रहा है, मैं एक रिसर्च स्कॉलर हूँ। वहाँ वो है कॉन्फ्रेंस का मतलब, आप वहाँ पे अपनी फाइंडिंग्स बता सकते हैं, पर पूरा रिजल्ट नहीं दे सकते आप, क्योंकि आपका अभी काम चल रहा है। तो आप कुछ पार्ट अपना वहाँ पे बता सकते हैं।
जी जी, ठीक है,
और कुछ
थैंक यू मैम।
कॉन्फ्रेंसेस जर्नल में भी
जी
पेपर, कुछ कॉन्फ्रेंसेस का जो वो होता है ना, वो जर्नल
जी
में भी वो पब्लिश करते हैं, है ना।
जी
तो
जी।
अगर वो अच्छे जर्नल में पब्लिश कर रहे हैं तो अच्छा है आपके लिए, उसके भी मार्क्स आपको मिल जाएंगे।
मैम जैसे कि वो कहते हैं कि ISSBN में या फिर ISSN में बुक में पब्लिश होगा,
जी।
तो वो बुक कैसी है, कैसे उसे जांचे, मतलब कैसे उसे समझेंगे कि ये अच्छी
आप
बुक है?
आप जैसे ISBN मीन्स वो बुक बुक का नंबर होता है। तो वो
जी
आप ISBN नंबर, ये वो पहले बताते हैं कि इस ISBN नंबर में होगा। तो उस बुक का ISBN नंबर आप राजा राम मोहन एकेडमी है, वहां
जी
पर जाके उस बुक का ISBN नंबर से आप बुक सर्च कर सकते हो कि इस नाम की कोई बुक है भी या नहीं। वहाँ
जी।
उसकी ऑथेंटिसिटी पता चल जाती है आपको, ISBN नंबर है। और ISSN नंबर की भी वेबसाइट है, वहां पर जाकर भी आप फाइंड कर सकते हो कि इस जर्नल का ये ISSN नंबर इश्यू हुआ है भी या नहीं, या ये फेक जर्नल है, आपको पता चल जाएगा।
अच्छा अच्छा, ठीक है मैम,
जी।
ठीक है, थैंक यू मैम।
मैम एक क्वेश्चन है, हम जो
जी।
कॉन्फ्रेंस में जो पेपर देते हैं उसको जर्नल में भी पब्लिश कर सकते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा?
किसमें?
जो कॉन्फ्रेंस में जो पेपर देते हैं उसको जर्नल में भी पब्लिश कर सकते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा तो?
नहीं, वो सेम फिर हो जाता है ना, आप उसको दूसरे जर्नल में कैसे करोगे पब्लिश? अगर
नहीं।
आपका नहीं, आपने कॉन्फ्रेंस में अगर आपको पेपर पब्लिश हो चुका है कॉन्फ्रेंस में भी, अगर वो
जी।
आपका पेपर ISBN बुक में या कॉन्फ्रेंस से केम की जो प्रोसीडिंग है वहां पर ISSN वाले किसी जर्नल में पब्लिश हो गया, तो सेम वर्क को आप दूसरे जगह पब्लिश नहीं कर सकते। लेकिन अगर वो पब्लिश नहीं हुआ है उस कॉन्फ्रेंस में, तो आप उसको पब्लिश कर सकते हो फिर दूसरे जर्नल में।
पब्लिश हुआ या नहीं हुआ कैसे पता चलेगा?
तो वो आप जो, हाँ, जो कॉन्फ्रेंस कराते हैं, आप उनसे आपने अगर सबमिट किया है अपना वहाँ पर पेपर, तो आप उनसे प्रोसीडिंग मांगिए, उनके पास रहती है। अगर वो बुक की फॉर्म में कर रहे हैं तो उन्होंने बुक वो रिलीज करेंगे। अगर किसी जर्नल में उन्होंने पब्लिश कराए हैं तो वो करेंगे, वो आपको भेजेंगे कि आपका एक्सेप्ट हो गया है, और आपको पता चल जाएगा।
ओके ओके मैम।
मैम एक और क्वेश्चन था।
जी।
मैम जैसे यूजीसी में हम लोग पेपर पब्लिश करते हैं, तो कुछ के पेमेंट करने होते हैं और कुछ ऐसे जर्नल होते हैं जो विदाउट पेमेंट के होते हैं, तो उसका प्रोसेस क्या होता है मैम, दोनों का है? क्योंकि जैसे हमने कई बार पता करना चाहा कि ये पेपर कब पब्लिश होता है, कैसे पब्लिश होता है, तो इसकी हमें उतनी अच्छी जानकारी नहीं मिल पाई।
एक्चुअली जो दो टाइप के जर्नल होते हैं, एक होते हैं
जी
ओपन एक्सेस जर्नल।
जी
तो जिसकी जो ओपन एक्सेस होते हैं जिसमें आप जाकर पेपर पढ़ सकते हो, डाउनलोड कर सकते हो। एक
जी
होते हैं ओपन एक्सेस वाले जर्नल जो है वो जो आपसे पैसे नहीं लेंगे, वो जो लिखते हैं ना उनसे पैसे लेते हैं, ठीक है, मतलब उससे
जी
मनी लेंगे, अच्छे अमाउंट में
जी
आपसे नहीं लेंगे। जो ऑथर हैं उनसे अमाउंट में मनी लेते हैं, और दूसरे हैं कि वो ऑथर से मनी नहीं लेते, वो रीडर जो पढ़ने वाले हैं उनसे मनी लेते हैं। आप देखोगे जो अच्छे अच्छे एल्सेवियर हैं, स्प्रिंजर, वो क्या करते हैं, अगर आपको एक पेपर डाउनलोड करना है तो वो डॉलर मांगते, $2, $1, इस तरह से वो आप $1, $2 या $5 दे के एक पेपर डाउनलोड कर सकते हो। और कुछ यूनिवर्सिटीज भी वो लेके रखती हैं उन जर्नल्स की एक्सेस, उनका पर ईयर का रहता है, वहां से आप पेपर डाउनलोड कर सकते हो। तो ये 2 तरह का सिस्टम रहता है। अब
जी
जो ऑथर से नहीं लेते अमाउंट कुछ भी, तो वो क्या करते हैं, उनका प्रोसेस थोड़ा लंबा भी रहता है, क्योंकि
जी
1 साल 2 साल लग जाते हैं। और कभी कभी ऐसा भी है कि बहुत अच्छे जर्नल पैसे भी लेते हैं लेकिन उनका प्रोसेस भी अच्छा रहता है। वो पहले पूरा सारा देखेंगे कि आपका प्रोसेस कैसा है, उसके बाद कहेंगे कि आप अमाउंट सबमिट करा दो। तो और कुछ ऐसे होते हैं कि आपने सिर्फ मनी दिया और उन्होंने पब्लिश कर दिया, वो आपको कुछ नहीं देखेंगे, क्विक पब्लिकेशन कर देंगे। तो वहाँ थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ रहता है, क्योंकि वो जस्ट उनको मनी चाहिए होती है और वो
जी
फटाफट
जी
आपका कुछ नहीं देखेंगे, ना रिव्यू करेंगे, और आपके उसमें कोई भी गलती होगी एज इट इज़ वो उसको पब्लिश कर देते हैं। तो ये डिफरेंस रहता है। सबसे पहले जैसे मैंने आपको कहा,
जी जी
आपके पास एक लिस्ट होनी चाहिए अपने सब्जेक्ट से रिलेटेड अच्छे जर्नल्स की, और आप कोशिश करें कि आप उन्हीं जर्नल में अपना पेपर पब्लिश करें। और जैसे कि इसमें डाउट तो नहीं है कुछ भी, क्योंकि जो यूजीसी केयर लिस्ट में जर्नल है वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा मनी लेते हैं,
जी
14,000 7,000 और उससे भी ज़्यादा। और जो वैसे जर्नल है वो भी बहुत, उनकी आप देखो एक पेपर पब्लिश कराने में वो पैसे भी मनी भी लेते हैं, टाइम भी लगता है। तो मतलब जैसे सर ने कहा, ये एक बहुत ही मुश्किल प्रोसेस है और बहुत लेंदी प्रोसेस भी है। तो हमें पूरा ध्यान रख के चलना होता है कि आप कहाँ पे अपना पेपर पब्लिश करा रहे हैं।
जी 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 ठीक है, थैंक यू।
मैडम ऐसा कुछ क्राइटेरिया है कि कितना जर्नल या फिर कॉन्फ्रेंस पेपर या फिर करने के बाद ही?
एक्चुअली अभी तो जैसे नई यूजीसी की गाइडलाइन थी, तो उन्होंने बोला कि आगे से जो पीएचडी होगी उसमें जर्नल वो पेपर पब्लिश कराने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि क्या होता है, स्टूडेंट्स रिसर्चर भागम भाग में वो कुछ अच्छा काम भी नहीं कर पाते और पेपर पब्लिश कराने में लगे रहते हैं। लेकिन जो पहले गाइडलाइन थी तो उसमें था कि 2 रिसर्च पेपर नेशनल और इंटरनेशनल उसमें पब्लिश होने चाहिए और 2 कॉन्फ्रेंस अटेंड की होनी चाहिए, तब वो आपको डिग्री अवार्ड कर देंगे। पर इसमें क्या करते थे स्टूडेंट की, कहीं भी पेपर पब्लिश करा लिया तो वो क्वालिटी नहीं आ पाती, क्योंकि काम ही नहीं हो पाता। तो अभी उन्होंने मना किया कि कोई ऐसे ज़रूरी नहीं है, आप बाद में भी अपना डाटा पब्लिश करा सकते हो। लेकिन ये इस तरह से था, मिनिमम ये थी, मैक्सिमम आप कितने भी करा सकते हो।
मैम ये पॉलिसी जो है कि आप कभी भी ये जो नहीं चाहिए रिसर्च पेपर, तो ये इस सेशन से मतलब कब से ये लागू होगा
ये
मैम?
अभी एक्चुअली उस पे विचार उन्होंने ड्राफ्ट था, अभी मांगा हुआ था उन्होंने, कि मतलब सबकी राय मांगी थी और फिर बाद में निकाला था। तो ये कमिंग उससे स्टार्ट होगा कि आपको जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी।
ओ-
और कोई क्वेश्चन, एनी क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम द पार्टिसिपेंट साइड?
Dear friends, if you have any queries, feel free to share. So if there are no further queries, then we shall conclude. Okay, thank you, ma'am, for your very insightful session, and thank you all the participants who have shared your queries, and hope you all have got your answers. As already
Thank you.
mentioned, this research takes a lot of sessions also, to understanding the criteria and to, understand which journal is good, or it's not like always the UGC care list is also, a standard. Often we have seen, from the UGC list also, certain generals, they disappear again in the next list, and again they have a lot of problem. So it's always, uh, the first criteria would be check with your professors within the university or college. They will be already having a list of journals where, they have already published, or their seniors, professors, our academic fraternity might have already approached and published. So that would be, the easiest way and the best way, because the university also has accepted, and there is a certain reputation associated with that. So you can easily, it is easy for the students, especially those who are new students or first time students who are engaging into research. That would be the easiest way. You can approach your professors or supervisors or lecturers. They would be able to guide you. Otherwise, a lot of webinars, seminars are also happening across the nation. So they will also, like even in our webinar series also, earlier we had various sessions on how to, choose a journal, or, a book, how to publish a journal or paper. So like this today also, it was very one insightful session. So you can keep attending, searching, and there are a few organizations like, where they also organize, especially publishers also, they occasionally organize few webinars or seminars where you can gain insights into this publishing. In coming days also, we will try to organize a related sessions where you can gain insights also. Nowadays, every college is organizing a seminar or a conference based on these themes, how to publish a paper, and how to select a topic and various other things, And even if you search YouTube or various online learning platforms, you can find number of good courses where you can learn by yourself, or you can attend certain courses where you can gain insights. Or otherwise, generally every year for the new students, at least one such event is organized in every college or every university. So the best thing would be, approaching your university. Always having a glance at university website or college website, or looking at the updates. At least in one academic year, there would be one such awareness session, or where they would be giving insights to the students. So that would be the best way within your university. Or if you are, if you can reach up to other universities or other states also. Similarly, all universities, it is also a kind of UGC mandate, though it's not a mandate, but as per NAC and other accreditation, they also have to organize such events. So every college, university organizes, you can attend one or more sessions from different universities that will also give you different insights. Otherwise also, every department or every faculty or discipline also have their events organized based on this research publication or paper, publication or paper writing. So you can attend different departments so that you will gain, you'll also know what are the similarities and what are the differences in between these disciplines. There are certain slight differences, though overall the outline is more or less the same, but the kind of approach or is little bit different. So you can understand the subtle differences, and you can also appreciate the similarities and dissimilarities. So this is a very good opportunity, especially for students, research scholars, to join as many as sessions and do research, take up early. Don't wait till last minute. As you know, every UG has a research paper, every PG has a research paper. So plan once you join the course, there itself take guidance and try to plan and choose your topic with proper suggestion from your professors or colleagues. That will help you, that will give you ample time, so that you can do good amount of research. And coming to selection of, as one of the participant has asked, how to rate. As ma'am already said, we have different kind of ratings or metrics we call. So just sometimes, these metrics also, as already ma'am mentioned, there is a huge demand when you want to publish in a journal with higher ratings or metrics. So they are sometimes too costly. Again, it is a burden to the students also. And a lot of predatory journals are also there, which they just take money and publish. So avoid those, because not only you will be blacklisted, and your paper will also get blacklisted. So always try to avoid those predatory journals and do your research properly. Because once you have published, again, it is very difficult. And nowadays, we have seen many senior professors and senior, faculties also. Later, they found their papers, and they had to be answerable for such things. So always, if you want to be seriously in your academics or in academic fraternity, always take care. If you are working, if you don't have any plan to be in academics seriously, then you can, nowadays the things are different. But if you want to be seriously in academics, in teaching profession or in research profession, always do proper research before you take up a topic, or before you write a paper, or after writing paper, how to publish. And always try to learn the UGC criteria, especially the university or college criteria, what is acceptable and what is not. So based on that, you can go ahead. Of course, we have, standard publications, like depending on the subject, we have Scopus and T&F and various other publications which are international. But just don't go simply by the name. Even there are various journals which are highly reputed, but not so popular. So there are some non-reputed but highly popular. Again, there are different things in this, but just go with the guidelines given by university, because at the end of the day, you are looking to complete your degree. So take good topics and work on it, so that it can be useful for the society, community, and later on you can extend your research further. And also go with very good journals where already your professors or other professors in the university have published. So that is an easy way. You can always talk to your professors and find out which would be the most appropriate journals, and you can do. And the easy way for freshers, you can approach your own college or university will be organizing various seminars, conferences, where you can publish. So that will be generally acceptable, and those are genuine. And anyway, your university or other universities offering, they will also take care of all these formalities and rules and regulations, so that you will not face any such problem or issues. So that will help you. You are on the safer side, so that you can safely publish your articles and your manuscripts. You initially, those who have not yet published for the first time, what you can do is, you can start attending as many seminars or workshops or conferences, to gain insights how students are presenting, how they are preparing. That will help you to learn and preparing these things. So these guidelines will help you. The more you attend sincerely, so the more insights you will gain, and it can help you in the process. And there are also, in the pandemic time, we have a lot of webinars that has come up where you can also start presenting, like even on this platform also, even PG at a PG level or at MPhil level, students do come and contribute. So this is like there are many platforms where maintained by professionals to encourage budding research scholars. You can come here and safely, you can also put your genuine efforts and try presenting, so that it will give you, especially your the stage fear goes away. And we being the positive community, we always want to encourage, so there are no criticisms as such, serious criticisms or anything, so that you will also gain some confidence, and slowly you can also start preparing and presenting. But don't do it for the sake of doing. My humble request is, see, that will not serve any purpose. Do it properly. At least you take whichever is feasible, and be realistic when you are choosing a topic. Don't take topics or research that is too difficult. Again, at the end of the day, you need to complete your research. So even if you take also, try to limit your variables, or try to limit your research, so that you are able to complete, you'll be able to complete your research. So thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful session, and hope everyone has gained one.
Thank you, sir.
And we wish you all the success, and we look forward for more sessions in future.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
And participants, kindly fill up the feedback page in the form of polls in Zoom platform. You can see overall feedback form. It is mandatory for the feedback form. Feedback form has been raised in the form of polls. We request everyone to fill up the feedback form. Feedback form has been raised in the form of polls. There is no link. It is taken within the Zoom platform. You can access it. You might have seen a window, overall feedback form. Otherwise, you can access it from your menu. You can see icons. In that, you can find polls option, active polls. When you click that, you can see the window. Or if you have accidentally closed it, you can access in that way. Otherwise, you can just log out and log in immediately. You can also see the form again popping up. And for those who have joined directly, you can register even now. The registration link has been already shared in the chat box. I am sharing it again. And website link from where you can download your certificates have been shared in the chat box. After prescribed time, you can download your participation certificates from website. The link has been already shared in the chat box. You can also register for upcoming conferences, webinars, workshops, seminars. All the details are available on the website. Every day from 6 to 8 p.m. we have international webinar series. On Sundays, we have international conferences. So you can register and attend. For weekdays, the registration link is same. You can use same link to register daily. And it is mandatory to register because every day it is a different topic and you get different certificate. And for weekdays and special events, there are different registrations form where you can get it from our WhatsApp group, Telegram channel, or Facebook group. You can join. All the links are available on the website. So thank you everyone for joining us and see you all tomorrow at the same time. Take care. Good night.